Boom. Okay, guys, we are live. It's the NFL Fantasy Today show. It is week 16. It is the semifinals. It's a lot going on. We got a banger Thursday night. Hopefully, you guys all moved on. I mostly did not. I kind of hate fantasy right now, but that's the game. So I got Jason, I got Brian, trusty co-host, and we're gonna be breaking it down today. So how's everyone doing? Jason, what's cooking?
Hey, not too much. Survived 2 of my 4 playoffs, so hey, we'll take it. We're alive.
2 of 4. So that's not bad. Brian, what's going on with you?
Not too much. The 2 games I was blurbing last week were 2 complete shutouts, so I had a pretty boring week watching football.
Okay.
It was Ravens and Eagles games.
Yeah. Yep, Brock Bowers ruined my life. And then how does Bro not throw a touchdown? I couldn't believe it. At least Chase had a monster, but Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking considering the Ravens defense really hasn't figured. You thought a few weeks ago they had figured it out and they were just going to go on this run where they're going to dominate everybody, and then they have the dud against the Bengals where Burrow goes off and you're like, okay, he's going to get me at least 20 again, and nothing.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but I just remember looking at it. I think Lamar threw it 15 times, and there was a total of 20 rushes on the Ravens, and then Burrow threw it 50 something times, and two players on the Bengals had over 15 rushes. I was like, my gosh, they had the ball the whole game pretty much.
I don't understand. I was watching on my phone on the ESPN app while watching Red Zone, and just to be chase completion, and then he never got the touchdown. But I guess maybe when your quarterback has a press conference and talks about maybe if he's not going to be playing, much longer, take that as a sign that he's kind of checked out.
Yeah, that one was really tough to see. We never really got into that either last week. We maybe should have, although it's kind of not that fantasy relevant, but it was a little harrowing to see from him.
Yeah. That was rough. I'm going to take this time. I lost my league against Luke Wilson, big money league, 3 points.
Oh.
You okay over there? You going to sit this one out?
Pittsburgh defense at the end playing Miami. Oh, is that my internet?
He's a meme.
He is frozen.
Oh, he's unfrozen.
We're back.
Oh, yeah. My internet. Oh, network connection lost. Great. Okay, you guys just keep going. Just start talking while I see if I can get this working.
Dang, we had such a good meme too. We should have screenshotted that of him. But yeah, I was gonna say it really was very weird to see. It was kind of a weird week with there wasn't really any middle ground. It was either somebody went nuclear or everybody else just had a bad game.
Yeah, and there were a few games where it's the team won by a good amount, but no one on their offense really did much.
Yeah.
Even in that Ravens game, Derrick Henry he ran for 100 yards. That was it. No catches, no touchdowns. It was just 10 points, which kind of sucks. Yeah, and then, how do you feel about your 49ers? They're confusing me at the moment.
Offensively?
Yeah.
They're going to confuse you even more this week because it's not looking too good for Ricky Pearsall right now to play on Monday night. He aggravated the knee injury on the very first offensive play from scrimmage, which is so fitting for this season. He got put down on a hip drop tackle, and he came out of the game for a bit, went in the tent, came back, and then he had another catch, and he ended up with a really good game, 6 for 96 is fantastic. But he sprained his ankle too, so right now he's not practicing. So you got to think it's going to be very heavy reliance on McCaffrey and Kittle.
Yeah, I was just confused because Kittle, Pearsall still had a 25% target share. Jennings was 18. Kittle was 30 plus, but McCaffrey was only 3.
It was a good game to give him a little to limit the usage a little bit. I feel considering the next 3 games, even though Indy has Rivers and all that, that's still going to be a tough game on Monday night on the road. And then you come back short week, Bears on Sunday night, and then week 18, Seattle at home. That could decide quite a few things. So that was, the Titans game was a good one to not overuse CMC. So I feel
Oh, sorry. We saw that last year. Remember the Ravens played the Giants in week 15 fantasy playoffs, and then they just didn't run Derrick Henry at all because they had a Cincy, Pittsburgh. They had a little easy game in the middle of nothing, and which is really smart, a way to do it. So yeah, I think that's what they did with CMC. So I watched that game.
Yeah, I definitely feel you'll see the normal usage for him this coming week.
I guess that you mentioned Colts, and that's kind of one thing I want to touch on. Like Phillip Rivers did not throw the ball deep, and yeah, it's definitely more of a deep league play. But like Alec Pierce was pretty much nowhere to be found in that game, and I don't think he will be with Rivers. Like the running backs both had over a 15% target share, and Tyler Warren. So basically, he's just dumping the ball off for slants the whole time.
Yeah, I think everyone pretty much was sitting Pittman or Pittman and Pierce, right? I sat Warren in my league because it's like Seattle was bad for tight ends, but it's like Rivers is going to throw for what 140. Is my audio synced up with you guys, or is it just me that's bad?
I can hear you just fine, except it looks like the video's a little delayed.
Okay.
Check
myself out.
I agree, though. I mean, I've always thought of Pierce really as just a deep ball threat, so he needs a quarterback with a legitimate arm. And obviously, Rivers, at his old man age, ain't going to be really doing that. So, yeah, it definitely kind of wipes out Pierce's value. And I thought they were going to give Taylor 45 carries.
Yeah. I mean, I think with Jones, Pierce did get like a 17, 18% target share.
No, he was amazing with Jones. Yeah. He was people we say boom or bust, but he was just boom every week.
Yeah. He just needs a quarterback with a big arm. He runs a 4.3. He's a deep threat. Unfortunately, Rivers doesn't have that arm. So yeah, it definitely hurts his value for sure. And right now, he's a very tough play. At least Pittman was getting like screen passes.
Pittman was getting the shorter stuff too.
Yeah, but do you want to if your ceiling's like 4 for 50? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'd rather take a shot like maybe like a Troy Franklin or give me a wide receiver with a really good matchup this week than playing any of these indie guys.
Yeah, other than Taylor, I wouldn't play pass catcher. The only one again who I still actually trust is Warren, just because of his versatility. He played, as a tight end. He was a pass catcher, he's a blocker. They still used him as a running back in the backfield, and he still threw passes too. So he has viability because of that, because of the versatility. And even still, it's a stretch.
You want to – I mean, he was the highest target getter, and then there was a weird pool where Amir Abdullah had almost a 20% target share in that game. So, I mean, that just kind of proves they're just dumping it all.
So we really are living in 2015.
Yeah.
That was crazy to think about just because, obviously Rivers was kind of
did anyone play against him? Oh, God.
Rivers? No. I had Pittman, but I benched him. That was my that was my smart move of that. So take it. But yeah, Abdullah getting a 20% target share was wild. We haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, I just got a notification that Jacobs and Watson might be questionable to play.
Well, just for the Packers, Jacobs has been banged up every week at this point, and the knee stiffness is a thing. I still am pretty optimistic he'll go. Watson had a chest and AC joint injury on that interception by Surtain that Surtain made an insane play on. Unfortunately, gave me a little PTSD from a play a few weeks ago in the college game, but and he got hurt on that play and didn't come back. And I would say, with Watson also, he's very injury prone. It's, hard to be optimistic about him going, but there's a lot of receiver injuries in that game too, because Odunze and Luther Burden were just ruled out for the Bears.
Yeah, DJ Moore's going to feast, which is.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I actually think it's going to be him and what's his face? Loveland. Loveland's been his target share percentage has gone up a good amount in the past few weeks, and I just think he's got to. They just need other options, and I think Loveland's going to be a great option for that.
Yeah, Loveland's been nice. I mean, I drafted him in a league. I dropped him after like 2 weeks. He wasn't doing anything, and then like the week they played the game, I needed a tight end because I had somebody on bye, and I picked him up and streamed him, and he went nuclear, and I just used him ever since.
I think Loveland's been better than Warren since like week 6 or something. Whatever it is, week 7, week 8. Like he's outperformed Warren like handedly.
When was that when Dimes broke his leg?
No. He broke his leg like week 10, week 11. He only played like the 1 week, 2 weeks with it, right?
Something like that.
No. Okay. So what do we got? What do we want to talk about today? We got the Thursday nighter. We can jump into that. Guys, if you got questions, if you're in the semifinals, right? I know my internet's been shitty, so this is bad flow. But, let's do some questions, right? It's, matchup versus talent. It's kind of been the theme. So what were some of the big ones we talked about last week? I know I was big on Likely. I struck out there. But I think we talked about benching Jefferson, right? You can't play him anymore. Bart, what about Saquon? Did Saquon do much versus the Raiders?
Yeah, decent game.
I think he was like 70 yards and a touchdown. Like he did fine. I mean, Tank Bigsby got like 12 carries because it was 31.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like a good matchup this weekend for him. With the Commanders, so that should be another definite slam start. I mean, Bucky's another one. He had a down game last week, and we thought he was gonna probably do well with that game against Atlanta because their defense is very inconsistent. He was all right. I would expect him to bounce back against Carolina this week, and that's a huge game. I did not think that game was going to mean so much both ways, but here we are.
Yeah, and one thing to note about Bucky is he still had 72% of the rush share. So, like, previously it was like 40, or it was like 30, then 40, then now he's worked his way up to he's pretty much has that same role that he had prior to injury. And that's what we want to see. 72% rush share and almost 10% target share. Like, that's a stud running back one, maybe high-end running back two volume. So, if you were scared
Carolina, Carolina's bad versus the run, right? Devin Neal was having a nice game before he got hurt. Like, it is just crazy. Some of these running back rooms. The Saints lost Kamara, Kendry Miller.
Yep.
Now they've lost Devin Neal, and then is it maybe even someone else? So they got Audric Estime and some guy Evan Hull.
Yep. Audric Estime time.
Where do you go to college, Jason?
Kamara's playing again.
Brian, what?
I think Kamara's playing again.
Oh, really? He didn't practice.
Yeah, he did. I think. Maybe he was limited, but I thought I saw him at least limited.
Saints would be very surprised to play him. We've already seen some organizational malpractice with throwing in players in unnecessary situations this year. I've seen enough.
So, like, if let's say Kamara's out, would you guys start Estime?
AKA
Jane What? Oh, Jane, Jesus, this audio or internet is fucking terrible today. Oh, down, Jason. Okay, Bri, save us here. Just give me something.
Am I the only one who pays for good internet?
I don't know what the problem is, man. He's not even in an airport. This is a nightmare. Let's just keep talking about last week. Anything shocked you last week? Like, the Trevor Lawrence thing was crazy, right? Like, I'm playing against him. They're up, and he just keeps checking down to touchdowns. I think at the ADN had two, Basul Tootin caught one. Like,
yeah, I was mad because I was second in one of my best ball leagues, and the reason I lost was an Etienne Trevor Lawrence stack. And I was like, "Listen, I'll take it. If this is how I lose, yeah." I was like, "Oh, bummer."
It sucks. It was like you couldn't have done that last week.
Yeah, it was.
So what do we do? Obviously, there's nothing we can really do, but like that, it's so stupid that Lawrence, who's okay all year, what is he? Maybe the QB 12, and then he just has this giant, crazy game against the Jets, who've been playing good defense lately, out of nowhere. And every team with Trevor Lawrence essentially moved on, right? Every best ball team with Trevor Lawrence probably moved on. If anyone had Lawrence and Pitts, or it was either you had to have Lawrence or Pitts to move on this week. Essentially, was how it worked.
James Cook was another one, or Amon-Ra as well. Another couple guys who went for 30 plus.
But they're studs. That's baked in, right? Like your studs are supposed to pop, right? But it's just like what about capping? Like, this is a stupid idea, but what if you just cap, the point QB points or something? It's 40. The most you can score is 40 in a week.
I find that to be a terrible idea, but sure.
Sounds like a guy who played against Trevor Lawrence this week.
I mean, it's just so stupid. I traded him to this guy Luke Wilson, and then he's just going off on me out of nowhere for no reason. Like, he had 30 points at half, and I'm like, okay, at least he's done, right? They're up, they're going to run the ball, and then no, it was like check down, 60 yards to 80, and it was so stupid. I'm still so mad about it.
I have an irrelevant question, but a Luke Wilson related question. Are you ever going to bring him on the show?
I want to, but I don't want to, like, we're like buds, but not like me ask favor, but I'm not quite there. After he beat me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now because he'll want to come on after he beat me. But I've been waiting.
Just rub it in that you traded him his victory.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for him. So it's like it's almost worth it, but not really.
I was saying I have a 6 degree of separation with Luke Wilson myself, so
I'm sure he'll love that. He's
not.
pretty cool. He's sarcastic and he loves trading. He's addicted to trading in fantasy.
Oh, so you guys really are alike.
Yeah. Just a couple Super Bowl differences between us.
Yeah. Well, say my teammate played with him with the Seahawks, so yeah, he probably knows.
Okay. Let's get back on track here. Let's talk about Thursday Nighter. Let's just jump into some props because this pod's been a mess so far. Jason, What do we got? So we got some bad weather stuff, but we got, Puka versus JSN is as good as it gets.
It is quite nasty up here in the Pacific Northwest. Luckily, there's two things. The Seahawks play on turf. It's not going to be like egregiously windy. There's only like one really open-ended part of the stadium. So like the wind shouldn't be like nasty. The rain could hurt a bit, but these guys are pros. They can figure it out. So yeah, got to do obviously arguably the two best receivers in the game right now, Puka, JSN. I each got him prop for 100 plus receiving yards. Puka plus 120, JSN plus 123. Although Sam Darnold has struggled against Chris Shula's defense overall, JSN did go for 100 plus in the last game against the Rams.
It was the Rams in the playoffs that beat Minnesota just by blitzing Darnold. That was one of the teams that exposed him, right?
Yep, and Darnold looked like absolute ass a couple weeks ago at SoFi when they rematched.
Okay.
Yeah, Darnold got exposed again. Like everybody can say what they want, about how much of a better year he's having, but the big game narrative still is there.
Okay. Well, and guys, quickly, if you're on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. Let's get some questions, right? Some start sets. Usually we're overflowing. We got nothing. Come on.
And then we also got two running back props. Kyron Williams, 20 plus first quarter rush yards. Devontae Adams is likely not going to play tonight.
Yeah,
they could end up leaning heavily on into the run game. I could see Kyron Williams, getting 4 or 5 carries in that first quarter, averaging 4 or 5 a pop. So Kyron Williams, 20 plus first quarter rushing yards, plus 232.
Okay, Brian, do you like that? Because Corum's probably the better back right now, right? So they're kind of splitting carries. I know there's been a couple blowouts.
Yeah, to me that's difficult because I only have him at like 50 yards for the game, and Corum at like 44.
But Williams is going to be the RB1 the first series. That's what Jason's probably making the bet, right?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, but I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting. I just don't necessarily trust it just because recently Corum's like they made a comment saying they want to give Kyron Williams a little bit of rest for the playoffs. Ever since they made that comment, Blake Corum's like a 40% rush share. Previously, he was at like 15 to 20.
They've been blowing teams out though, right?
Exactly. They've got a pretty light schedule in that time too, so they've been able to get him fresh for a game like this.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I hope they use him. I have him on a team, but he's like a bet I'm staying away from.
Yeah.
The bet that I do like is Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, people keep talking about him. What's going on?
Higbee's out. Adams is out. And Colby Parkinson past few weeks, but let me just pull it up.
Also, Colby Parkinson revenge game. Former Seahawks.
He was 18% target share in week 15, and he was 16% target share in week 14, and that's with Adams playing. So that's a pretty good number for a tight end, getting between 15 to 20%. So I kind of like his overs. I don't even know what they're set at, but I know they're low. So I'm just going there. That's a fun little first round bet.
I also have Zach Charbonnet, 40 plus rushing yards for plus 140.
I mean, but it's weird because you're picking these running back props because like Seattle just shut down Taylor, right? Taylor had 25 carries for 80 yards, and the Rams are essentially the best rush defense. What?
You got to remember who was throwing the ball.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's like the Rams nobody's run on the Rams all season, really, right? But bad weather, maybe lean on the run game. Okay, yeah, I'm coming back around on it a bit, but I mean, Charbonnet and Walker look terrible. I don't know if that O-line's banged up, but like, man, they couldn't run for a fucking yard.
They are banged up. They're starting left tackles actually missing the game again tonight. Charles Cross, one of the starters. Sorry, yeah. I mean, hey, it's one key guy as a first-round pick that you don't have to protect Sam Darnold now.
No, for sure.
I mean, is this just an underplay then? A bunch of injuries. It's a Thursday night. Thursdays can get messy.
Thursdays go over though. Thursday's gone over. Look at last week. Kirk Cousins threw for 393 on Thursday.
I just have a feeling this one's a little bit different. This one's got a play. This is basically a playoff game. Both teams are playing for the division. I still feel like there's going to be a lot of bend but don't break in this game, and that's kind of where I'm going with the yardage totals.
Yeah. Okay. So, but for fantasy, it's the semi, it's the first game. What are you doing? You have to start Darnold, right? Even though it's no Adams in the Seattle defense. Sorry, I meant Stafford. Stafford? No, you don't. You don't think you do?
I don't think you have to. I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't hate it.
Let's say the line Stafford or let's get a nice juicy matchup like Jacoby Brissett.
I'm actually starting Brissett.
All right, at home Atlanta.
I have Stafford at QB 26.
Wow. Okay. That's okay. So we're not playing Stafford. Okay, Sam. What about Darnold? Right, we got JSN. Rams are kind of a pass funnel, but bad weather defense that kind of knows how to stop him.
No,
I have him at 22.
Wow, because Shaheed's kind of been worked back in the offense, right? He's looked pretty good back-to-back weeks.
It's kind of a lower. It's a lower over/under, and both of them don't run the ball much. So Vegas is normally right, but they're better than all of us, I will say. And
better than me.
What was the one bet you had that was you said all of these things were going to happen and it ended up being a plus 1,500 odds and none of it happened?
Well, they're always usually correlated, but I don't remember. I do one of those every week.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, featuring John.
How are you doing on those?
I was last week. I said Kirk Cousins was going for 404 TDs.
All right, you're right. We'll pick and choose.
One for one. Recency bias. What about if you got CJ Stroud playing CJ over either QB at home playing the Raiders?
Hell no, I'm playing Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud's 10 for me.
Wow. Okay.
The reference Brissett is 13.
Okay.
A fun one. Tyler Shuck. Guess what he is?
I can't.
Wow. Tyler Sluck? As Mike
Shuck.
Francesa calls him? No, Mike Francesa calls him Tyler Sluck. So, yeah. No, I would play either of those two over Sluck.
Oh, no, because he's the Jets who just gave up 48 to the Jags. Looks like they kind of punted on the season. Especially if it's not like he hit them downfield. It was kind of just check downs, right? Shuck could do that, even though he's got no running backs.
Guess what he's at?
13?
9.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Love a good silly season.
That's a fun start for me. I didn't even see that until now.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. What about let's do the season recap. Who are the best waiver wire guys? Any of you guys you grabbed off the wire who have really propelled you? I picked up Michael Wilson weeks ago and Marvin Harrison Jr. had the appendicitis. I also thought appendicitis was a month-long injury. I didn't know it was a week. But he carried my teams. He's the wide receiver, 8? In the last 4 weeks, he might be the wide receiver 1. Is that unprecedented?
It's pretty impressive. He's been, it's been an interesting year to waiver wire because there hasn't been this guy, especially in the first couple weeks, there's not this guy you just oh my God, everybody, I need to sell and pick him up. It happened in the middle of the season more. And even still, there weren't people you were totally selling out to pick up. I would say one of the under the radar waiver wire picks that was just solid. He wasn't a repeller, but it was a good, good connector was Woody Marks.
Yeah. The rookie running back revolution. Oh.
Yeah, really solid.
Almost all of them started a little slow too, right?
Yeah, Rico Dowdle was another one.
Yeah, Dowdle, huge. Yeah.
I have a name that I think is very underrated, and I have him absurdly high and probably shouldn't this week. Kenny Gainwell.
Oh.
Let me see it on the year. His targets, he's the second leading receiver. I'm not saying the Steelers are a great passing team, but he's the second leading target getter on the Steelers. He's at 16%.
Which is so weird because Warren is kind of a receiving back but then
Yeah.
Gainwell is just taking all that receiving work from him.
It's actually really crazy how that backfield is shaken out because it really didn't go away. Everybody thought Caleb Johnson was going to take that job and just run with it because he was like really just a hype back coming out of college. And I was like, no, Warren's the starter. And Warren's been, has been solid as an RB2. But, he misses that one game overseas and Gainwell goes nuclear for 35 points?
Yeah.
Or something like that, fantasy-wise.
So,
And they just realized, okay, we still have to use him. And Caleb Johnson, we're not going to use you very much.
Yeah, I mean, I have both of those running backs as startable options this week with Gainwell above Warren. Just because of that target share. He's at like 15 to 20%. It's that's hard to get.
You'd start Warren against Detroit. Detroit's still really good versus running backs. It's a pass funnel. Plus Detroit might be up. I wouldn't really want to start a traditional running back against Detroit this week.
I mean, Warren's not really traditional. He can still do all the passing stuff, and they just give him both the ball.
Yeah, but what's Warren's target share the last 3 weeks? I feel like Gainwell is getting all of the targets.
No, it's surprisingly just both people are getting targets.
Huh, weird.
Warren's a 10 to 12% plus 40% rush share, which is solid. That's RB2, RB3 numbers, which is startable.
I guess, yeah. DK wide receiver 1, not with the volume. And then it's Firemouth, or they throw to the Darnell Washington tight end. John, who I think ran it in for a touchdown. Everyone got a rushing touchdown in Pittsburgh last week except for Warren.
They throw it to all of their tight ends, all 4 of them. Cameron Hayward's still getting involved a little. That guy's just a blocker.
Yeah, did he run for a touchdown too? Anyways, okay, Benjamin Lebowitz. Okay, what's up? How's it going? It's going good. Torn on 3-start sits. Okay, let's go. All half PPR. Genty or Aaron Jones? Is this tough? Jason, what do you got here? I thought this feels easy. No,
it's not easy. I mean, that Texans defense is nasty.
That's why it's easy.
So it's Aaron Jones for me. Even though you did spend probably a first or second round pick on Ashton Genty, to me it's Aaron Jones.
Right, easy money. Right, we just saw JCM come back from the dead last week against the Giants. Right, you got a running back who's alive and playing the Giants. I think you start him. I think Jordan Mason or Genty. I think that's a question.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean Genty just because of volume, but I'm definitely Aaron Jones over Genty this week.
Yeah, the Raiders scored no points last week, right? So what? Now they're going to put up 14? I doubt it. I mean, Genty
projected for 11.5 points.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, all right. Ugh. Okay. Also, DK Metcalf. I've never seen
DK Metcalf and Emeka Ibuka.
Thank you. I think I could have got the second one. Ibuka finally had a good game last week, but Evans is back. Alpha, Godwin's still there. Jason, what are you doing? DK is the sole alpha who doesn't get the volume, or the rookie sensation who's not that sensational?
I'm still going with the number 1 receiver here. I'm still going DK Metcalf at this point.
Right.
He still had 55 yards and a touchdown last week on 3 grabs, so he did post a pretty solid fantasy line, even though it didn't look like it. And plus, they're in a dome this week playing indoors, so throwing the ball around.
Oh, so sorry, Jason. You are the weakest link. Kicking him out. Did you watch that game, that Steelers game? Because I was watching that Pittsburgh defense. But yeah, Metcalf bossed that touchdown. He threw 3 guys off him. It looks like that Pittsburgh offense is finally rolling. They're actually throwing downfield. I mean, I play. Would you play? For me, it's Metcalf or Mike Evans.
Yeah, I mean that's difficult. I have Mike Evans and Ibuka are kind of the same for me, just because I don't know how to rank them as who's wide receiver 1. I get last week Evans came back, but are we going to assume that's the case? I don't know. I do think just given the difficulty of tracking who's the number 1, I'm just going to go with DK. They have been passing it downfield a lot more, and it seems like the last 2 weeks they've made a very concerted effort to do that. So I just think that's a big differentiator for me. And Aaron Rodgers has actually proven he can throw it long. He's not just Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. And then also it's Detroit. Who did Detroit play last week?
Rams.
Right? How many yards did Stafford throw for? Show me the last team that Detroit's played that the QB hasn't thrown for 300. right? It's probably been 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it's like, I mean, for me, you got to have a stud like wide receiver for me to bench DK Metcalf this week. Like Justin Jefferson, nope, DK. Like even today, JSN. I mean, I'm playing JSN, but like with the weather and all the the Darnold troubles, like I think DK is an absolute stud for this matchup.
Yeah, I just like how you picked the wide receiver one. Like, no, I'm still actually going to probably play him. But
I mean, I tried to reach deep into my bag of hyperbole, and
we're finally not being that crazy. I'm proud of you. You know.
Okay, Brian, don't make me kick you out. Okay, then Brian, Hunter Henry or Dalton Kincaid, right? We saw Henry kind of struggled, but the Bills are elite versus tight end. Now they got San Francisco with no Warner, and then Buffalo's playing Cleveland, who's pretty much good versus everyone. I mean, Kincaid's a better player, but does Henry have a better spot?
I don't really know. Go ahead, Jason.
Hunter Henry's playing the Ravens.
Oh, sorry.
Just
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't like either of them. I think if you can pick up Dalton Schultz off the wire, I'd start him. If you can pick up,
but the Raiders are actually good versus tight ends somehow. But they weren't. Goddard just lit them up, so maybe it's just a matchup thing. Where like they're playing shit tight ends.
Chigakonkwo, I think I'd start over him.
Wow, really, Chig?
If Gunnar Helm is out again, like they're not really passing to anybody other than like the tight end and the running backs a little. Like, I don't know. I have Chig annoyingly high this week.
I mean, I don't know, but Dalton Kincaid's pretty much the number one option. I would be hard pressed to start Kincaid if he's healthy this late in the season. Cleveland's really good for wide receivers.
Also the number one. Like Diggs hasn't been doing that much recently, so I think Henry's also like from a target share also kind of the number one.
True.
I mean, I have Kincaid slightly above, like one Kincaid at 8.74 and Henry at 8.32. Like it's not crazy, but Bills are a bit more explosive of an offense.
Barely though. I mean, they're explosive from the running back. Jason, what about you? We'll weigh in here because this is kind of tough. This is sneaky tough for me. Kincaid is questionable, but
for me, I'm still trusting the Bills in this case. I'd go Kincaid, but I also don't really trust either that much.
Okay. So you're trying to maybe like Colson Loveland, you play?
Yeah, I feel like the Bears, especially now with Doomsday and Luther Burden out, Colson Loveland's stock got to be through the roof.
Okay, what about Miami tight end? Because they're playing Cincy. I mean, likely didn't have a target or a reception last game somehow. But we've got Waller, right? I think did he just have 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown against Pittsburgh? Knock me out.
Are
you Waller? Are you playing Waller over either of these guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take the chance on it.
Okay, so he says it's dynasty. So the only other guy is Gunnar Helm.
I think he might be hurt. So yeah, I would go Kincaid.
Yeah,
I think you have a higher upside there.
Okay. Let's keep moving. Let's pick another game here. Let's talk about KC, right? Mahomes tears his ACL. Dynasty over. Or is anyone else Gardner Minshew fan like me? Minshew mania? Where do you go to college, Jason?
Washington State, right up here in the Palouse.
Brian, you like Minshew?
I don't hate him. I kind of really like Travis Kelce in this because Rashee Rice is out. I think Rice might be out.
Yeah, probably. He's in protocol.
Yeah, so he tends to they tend to operate in the same area. Rice is a little more explosive, but I don't know. You could get a bunch of receptions and just kind of fall down. So Noah Gray might also be a low key if like Travis Kelce's just not trying to get hurt and then go marry his girlfriend. Like maybe Noah Gray, somebody to pick up just in case, but someone's got to catch the ball. Other than that, like I don't want to touch anyone.
Oh, really? Because I kind of like Worthy. Jace, how do you feel with this KC offense now?
I still feel fine with it this week just because they're playing the Titans, and the Titans can't stop anything. They haven't stopped anything in 2 weeks. They got cooked by Shedeur Sanders, and then they got cooked by Brock. So
and we know this. They're going to struggle. They're not going to be able to run the ball. So like I think Worthy's a really good play this week, right? Get back to him, King Gadgety, little Debo, right? They'll run him, screens, wheel routes, end arounds.
Yeah, I'd start any Chiefs pass catcher this week.
Okay.
Whether it be if Rice is healthy, I would still start him.
Let's say Rice is out.
Okay, is he for sure out or is
concussion protocol? There's no reason to play him. The season's over.
Yeah. I would start him and I would start Kelsey.
Okay. I saw something that Kelsey's the tight end 2, but the gap between him and like the tight end 24 is bigger than the gap between Kelsey and McBride.
I know that.
So yeah, McBride's having one of these. He's having arguably the best tight end season of all time. I think if you go points per game gap between 1 and 2, which is kind of my favorite indicator. Plus, he's a touchdown every game. I think he just scored 2. He had 30 fantasy points. He's a fucking monster. Okay. What about Dallas? Right? I think we talked. I don't know if it was the Sunday show or Thursday show. We talked about Dallas playing Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is elite. Do we sit Dak? Obviously, we play Lamb. Pickens is struggling. Now we got the same thing. Dallas playing Chargers. So, Jason, are you downgrading any of the Cowboys?
Still no. And we did talk about this last Thursday, and I had mentioned that Dak had only had one sub 20-point fantasy game at home going into Thursday. And we had a second one this week. I would still go for it. At home at this point.
Okay, but so Lamb, I think Lamb has 100 yards, maybe 3 straight, so he's fine. But Pickens, I think, has sub 40 in back-to-back games. I mean, Chargers have one of the best pass defenses in the league. It's nut up time. I think I'm benching Pickens. Like, would you play Worthy over Pickens? Which sounds kind of crazy.
At this point, yeah, if he's going to be the number one actual wideout for Kansas City, I absolutely would.
Okay.
I didn't stop anything. They haven't stopped anything in a while. So, for me, yeah, I would take that gamble.
Brian, what are you doing with Dallas? Like, or would you sit Dak because he's shown he isn't quite matchup proof? And the Chargers, I mean, show me a QB that's lit up the Chargers in the last 3-4 weeks.
No, I mean, it's a fair point. If I have a wide receiver, I'll probably start him just for the stack. But if I don't, then I don't hate not starting him. He's like a QB2 for me this week, for sure. I think you can find like Tyler Shock. It sounds ugly, but
so let's say you've got a Dak Pickens stack, or you have to play the Shock Olave stack.
That's way closer than you want it to be. Where do I have Olave? I have Shock annoyingly high this week, and I will probably regret that, but maybe not. I mean, I have Pickens still at like wide receiver 9, but I have Olave at 10. So okay. I think I might say the Shock Olave and then still play Pickens.
Okay. Jace, what do you got?
I would actually go. I'm going to side with Brian here. Get a little spicy. Go Shock Olave because that Jets defense also has not stopped much in recent weeks. They're still gutted. They don't have a secondary. They don't have a pass rush. That game, I don't think the Saints will score 48 points. They could definitely put up 30.
Yeah, Saints at home. Jets have quit. Quitting teams don't travel. Like, it's going to be ugly. Is there Brissett? Give me a better stack than Brissett and Michael Wilson right now.
Brissett and McBride.
Okay. But like, would you take? Let's say Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. Would you take Brissett and Michael Wilson over Burrow Chase?
No.
Okay, that's too far. Okay.
I think who else I have up there. I mean, a low-key good one this week is DJ Moore with Caleb.
But against the Packers?
If Luther Burden and Roma Dunze are out, like
and Micah Parsons is not playing, which changes the entire complexity of the Packers defense.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's still a good defense, but yeah, sure. But I feel like Moore. I wrote about it in my wide receiver article. Moore is a guy. If you start him, he does nothing. If you bench him, he scores 2 touchdowns.
That's also that's why I never drafted.
That's how my whole season's gone. So yes. I have him on way too many teams.
He's basically on my do not draft list because I know that's how it works.
All right, this drives you crazy. Okay, we got some Jason Ortiz questions here, but one quickly. It's just Miami. Quinn, is it yours? Evers?
Viewers.
I mean, nobody knows where he went to college.
Oh, I know
I do.
exactly where he went to college. I saw him play in person earlier this year.
I'm
even
setting
knew
Jason up, right? Come on. Where?
He played ASU in the playoffs.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Tua gets benched for playing like shit in Pittsburgh cold weather, even though he put 2 garbage time touchdowns late in the fourth to knock me out of the playoffs. But so he's benched. So what do we feel? Is he going to be better than Ewers better than Tua? And then with Cincy, who are elite versus wide receivers, what do we feel about Waddle? Like, does Waddle get a bump, a downgrade, neutral?
I still think Cincinnati's defense alone keeps Waddle steady. I don't think they're very good. I wouldn't give him a bump, but I wouldn't downgrade him either.
Okay, because we saw Flowers scored his first touchdown against Cincy. So, Brian,
I have him at like wide receiver 14. It's just the volume's always there. He's a safe bet. He's like a safe auto start player on my team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not loving it, but I'm not benching him.
Okay. Okay, we got a question here. Jason Ortiz. Assuming I start Javonte and Barkley at my running backs, okay. Am I crazy for benching Kyron due to the quorum 50-50 work and hard matchup? Well, not crazy, but let's dive in. Need to start 2 of Kyron, Hampton, Vidal, I guess Michael Carter, right?
Yeah.
Michael Carter, Cortland Sutton, and McLaurin. Okay. Jason, are you crazy for starting benching Kyron? You want to play his first quarter rushing yards?
I don't think you're crazy to bench him. I definitely get the fear and understand the fear. We tried to go into some context about it, but if you are that, I try to avoid playing my guys on Thursday unless I absolutely have to. So it's not my favorite thing to do, so I don't really hate it. For me, I would also go Sutton and Scary Terry.
Yeah, I mean Sutton's 10 targets back-to-back games. He looks solid. It's a nice matchup, right? Well, the Jags, but they're at home at least. Hampton Vidal, Brian, what are we doing there? Hampton didn't look that great last week?
I'm trying to stay away from those two. Vidal's looked annoyingly good, which just makes it difficult. I think if you're starting 2, I think I would go Sutton, Kyron.
Is it you worried about McLaurin? I feel like he never plays well versus Philly, right?
Yeah, it's just I don't really. That whole offense confuses me. I mean, maybe it's just Eagles run all over Eagles just destroy them on offense, and they just are passing the whole game, and maybe the volume's there. But I think the safest option is Kyron and Sutton, despite Kyron kind of having a split. I like that split more than I like choosing between Hampton, Vidal, and Michael Carter. I'm just not confident that somebody else. I feel like it's just a hot hand in that backfield with Trey Benson out. So I just also want to avoid that. I know Kyron's the most talented out of all those guys. Maybe not Hampton, but Hampton's split is annoying.
Yeah, bad weather too. I think the weather, if it's raining, maybe a little bit more running. Yeah.
Bam Knight's out cards.
Who?
So yeah, Benson and Bam Knight both out. So yeah, it's Michael Carter and DeMercado, which is the most. Oh man.
Yeah, they've also been cursed by running backs. Okay.
Corey Kiner as well. Don't forget about him on the Cardinals.
Where'd he go? 67-year-old quarterback, but good matchup. Okay, so Warren, Waller, no Tua, maybe an upgrade. Loveland, okay, Rome and Burden out, but Komet play. All right, Jason knows the stuff. Or Schultz, Jesus. Okay, Brian, tight end, what are we doing here? So I can double block him. Jesus, Jason, you are locked in here, bro. You are more locked in than my Jason.
Yeah. Oh, stop it.
All right, Jason Crime. What are we doing? Do you have a lean? Anyone you're ruling out? Because this is all very close for me.
I'm leaning Loveland right now. Again, with the Bears injuries, that alone is going to bump up his target share, and he's already been getting a lot of it anyway. So I really like Loveland in this game.
Okay. Even though probably maybe the worst matchup, right? I don't love that.
Out of a matchup anymore. Again, Micah Parsons being out changes the entire complexity of the Packers defense.
Okay.
They can give one-on-one attention to every single one of their pass rushers instead of having to double and triple team one guy. It changes so much.
Okay, Bri, where are you? Because I'm leaning Waller.
You're wrong, but I'm leaning Loveland.
Oh, really? Double Loveland.
Yeah, I just think he's already kind of been working his way up in the target share with everyone in. Now you got two people out. It's gonna be DJ Moore and Loveland. Like
Burton's not out though, right?
Yeah, Burton's out.
turns out.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
both ruled out today. So
Okay. I gotta change my wide receiver. So
yeah, I would go Loveland, Schultz, Warren.
you've got Waller last,
I do.
but the
I
Cincy
have Waller too.
Cincy defense guys, right? They can't defend. Like if Likely had a big game last week, Waller would be must start. I think we're just
I would
taking
say
this
Waller's
one
too.
off, where the tight end seems to be batting against Cincy in one game and writing it off. Like Waller's a touchdown machine. Is this Ewers guy? Maybe he's not going to be good. Like I'm playing every tight end versus Cincy. It's a law.
Well, I am going against the law.
Okay. Okay.
Waller's 2 for me. Loveland is 1.
Okay. Jason, at least voice of reason, number 2. Okay. So I'd say between Loveland, Waller probably, but Schultz has been great, right? If we pull up Schultz's last 5 games, he's probably got 3 top 5 finishes.
Yeah.
So
That's why he's number 2.
So it's tough. What do you guys like the block? I love the idea of that, but it might be galaxy brain thinking. Because if Stroud throws a touchdown to Schultz, your tight end neutralizing his QB is a win.
Well, it depends. Some people are in 6-point leagues, so that way it's kind of just a cancel instead of
Yeah, but then you also might just hate your life if it goes to like Jaden Higgins or Christian Kirk.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's just a little bonus it's a little bonus. I like the idea. Okay, we'll go a few more minutes here, guys.
If you projected to win by a good amount, I would do that because it limits his upside. Like basically, his upside also becomes your upside. So that's
smart.
If you're projected to lose by a lot, then like he's still winning a bunch of points off you scoring as well. So it's 2 different ways to look at it.
Okay. We'll see. Yeah. I love the idea of playing Waller. But again, I loved Brosmer a few weeks ago. Having these untested, unknown QBs, maybe this guy sucks. Maybe he throws 115 yards, right? So it is.
Brosmer went to school?
What?
You want to know where Brosmer went to school?
I don't think he went to school.
He did. Actually, not too far from where he currently plays, Minnesota.
Okay. Well, yeah, you screwed me. Okay, let's a few more minutes here.
I think in his last season.
Yeah.
That's it.
What else? What do we want to cover here? Who haven't we touched on? Let's go Baltimore. So Lamar kind of played well last week. That game was a mess since is Lamar back to must start status? He's kind of been running a bit more.
Yeah, plus the Patriots defense isn't good.
Yeah, another thing to note that Lamar was super efficient with his opportunities. He threw the ball 15 times.
Okay.
They didn't have to do any. Like they never had the ball because Cincinnati just had it, turned it over. Ravens scored, had it, turned it over. Like he was very efficient with his touches. Like if there was such thing as a buy low, I would be hammering it with most of the Ravens after last week.
Yeah. Okay. But even though it was such a cake matchup, they only put up 17. But I guess they never had the ball. But it's that was just such a weird game.
Yeah.
Patriots gave up 35 at home to a pretty explosive offense. I think Baltimore could put up quite a bit.
Okay, so we're starting Henry, but so Lamar, what's the Lamar line? Like Lamar, Dak, Jacoby Brissett.
Lamar.
Okay, Lamar. Okay.
I got him at QB2 behind Jalen Hurts. Hurts plays Washington, so that's why he's up there.
Okay.
Like nobody's crazy.
Imagine having Lamar and Drake May on your fantasy team, but it's a 2 QB league, so you get to start both.
Oh, thank God, because I would just be alternating, and I would have been wrong so many times.
Yeah, good problem to have.
Yeah, in Superflex, it's the dream. Okay. A few more minutes here, guys. We got tons of people watching. Anyone we haven't covered here? Atlanta. So let's do Atlanta a bit. So Cousins looked great, but him and Drake London haven't really connected like last season. If Drake's back or must starting, are we sliding him in over a Jalen Waddle, over Zay Flowers, over Michael Wilson?
I'm still starting Drake London. That same dynasty team, actually, I have Drake London and Michael Wilson. I'm starting both.
Okay. Brian, what about you? Because, he's not 100%. What if he gets hurt again? If he tweaks it, like, the chances of him throwing up a dud are a lot higher than was it with certain other players.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is if he starts, downgrade Kyle Pitts I guess Kyle Pitts is probably still an auto start at this point, but I am worried about him starting. I don't know if I'd start him over Zay, but I think the rest I would start him over.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd start him too, but there's nothing worse. Like T. Higgins is famous for that, right? Playing hurt, and then he gets 2 targets, and then he's out of the game.
Yeah, I think one team to look into is also the Eagles because they've kind of been quiet. And last week, none of the receivers really did anything because Goddard did everything. They had 2 targets each. Similar situation to the Ravens where they were efficient with their targets, but they just didn't have to pass the ball. So those are playing against Washington. Those are players I wouldn't doubt. Like if you're still in it after last week, I wouldn't doubt starting the 2 wide receivers and the tight end.
I don't know. Jason, how do you feel about that? Because like Washington defense is terrible, but we know Philly's not going to throw if they don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still throw it enough.
First half, yeah.
Devontae Smith has been getting, 8 targets a game for like a month straight now or something?
I mean, yeah, last week he was 2 targets for 2 catches and 50 yards. So it's like not ideal, but he's going to do a good amount with the targets. It's just you hope that it's not a blowout early and Tank Bigsby ends up with 20 carries and Tanner McGee's in the third quarter. Like that's the downside. And
A.J. Brown had the 3 straight 100-yard, and at least he scored last week. But I don't know. I'd be scared to Philly. I mean, the matchup's so good on paper, but like they just showed, like if they're peaking, right? They wiped the floor with Vegas. They didn't allow a single point, so there's no easy garbage time drives. Philly doesn't like to fuck around. I'd be a little scared with my Philly guys.
It's the Raiders, and they were playing against Kenny Pickett.
And now it's Marcus Mariota.
He's so significantly better than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna wrap up here. Anyone got anything else? Last minute? Anything? Questions? Props? Problems? Start sits?
I mean, just don't overthink it. Like
don't overthink it. Okay.
You got this far with the players you got here with. I would much rather lose starting Drake London than I would starting Chimere DK, or I don't know if I spelled that name right.
We didn't spell it, so hey,
thanks for that.
Okay, that's it, guys. So good luck. Come back Sunday, right? We'll have our morning start sit show. It'll be a banger, and otherwise, big Thursday nighter predictions. What are we thinking? I'm thinking Rams 20, Seahawks 13.
I was going 2017, but same teams, Rams, Seahawks.
22-19 Seattle.
Oh, Seattle upset. Okay. That'll be for us.
A lot of the money in Vegas right now is on the Rams.
Of course.
Again, trick lately that's been, actually been really good for betting. Thanks to a buddy who's told me this. When a certain percentage of the money goes one way, go the other. So we're sticking with that.
Tale as old as time. Okay, we'll see you guys Sunday. Cheers.